My name is Nicole, and I'm a K-12 art teacher at Riff of Views International School, and I'm here today to show you how to make salt dough out of some simple ingredients you have at home. So all you need is flour, table salt, and some water. And your measuring cups. So we're going to start with 3/4 cup of salt. So there's 1, 2, 3. And then once we have our salt, we need 3/4 cup of water, which I already have measured right here in this bowl. So I'm just gonna pour that in. And lastly, you need 2 cups of flour. So there's 1. And 2. Okay, so once you have your ingredients in the bowl, you can start mixing it by hand. I think it's easier to mix by hand than mixing with a spoon because when you're using a spoon, it gets stuck in the bottom. And you're gonna have to take this out to knead it with your hands anyways. Plus it's fun to get your hands kind of messy and just dig in and mix it up. So once you start mixing a little bit, you'll get a consistency that's something like this. It kind of looks like bread dough. And at that point, you can dump it out onto your countertop and start mixing it by hand and kneading it on the counter. And if it gets stuck to your hands, you can kind of just rub them together and get the extra clay off. So you need to knead this until all the pieces are kind of together and it's a workable consistency. So this is starting to get there. And if it's too dry, you can add some water. And if it's too wet, you can add some flour until you get the right consistency. Okay, so this looks pretty good so far. The more you work with your clay, the easier it will be to make something out of. So the more you knead it, the easier and the softer it will be to make something with. So I have some examples here of things you can make with your clay. Here we have a fairy castle, and I made this using a recycled Q-tip container. So inside is just a recycled plastic container. You could see the container right here. So I just built up the clay around the sides, and I used a cookie cutter I had at home that was flower shaped. And I just made this with my hands. Another example is a dinosaur fossil. And you can make this right on cardboard and add decoration and design if you want. I'm gonna make a simple snowman really quick. So a snowman's pretty easy. You just roll 3 pieces of dough. And if you're sticking 2 pieces together, it's best if you wet them a little bit. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Once you're done, you can paint these, or you can use markers to add details. So if you want to add eyes to your snowman, or buttons. You could even add little twigs for arms. And I'll give him a carrot nose. There we go. Thanks for watching.